The red planet has always loomed large in the humankind's collective imagination. According to the recent news, in the US and the Europe today, billions of dollars are being spent on to build the spacecrafts and complex equipments to help us to move on Mars and explore the secrets behind the red planet. And I'm sure that each of you is curious to know about the cost of living on Mars. However, very few people know about that the space travel is extremely expensive. To put $1 into space, it costs. The distance between Mars and your home is 402 million kilometers, 250 million in miles. In the past, NASA launched Curiosity rover to the Mars, which claims 1,982 pounds, at a total cost of $1.8 billion US. So if you're planning on moving from Earth to Mars, your fortune will need to be as vast as the space between planets. And whatever the estimated cost of space traveling. Here, I have a few estimates from leading space agencies and companies. By the NASA Space Shuttle Service LL cost you a $100 billion approximate. Only the space travel Earth to Mars. Even if you want cheaper than this, then Elon Musk's SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket will cost you $36 billion. At cheapest of these days could buy you $2.5 million round the world cruises. The thing about traveling to Mars is that you have to be sheltered all the way. Majority of hypothetical manned Mars mission would use the lander they traveled in as home with sections, what would inflate upon landing for additional 5-star HOTLA featured personal Curiosity modeled rover. The cost of shelter will be included in your travel cost, just like a holiday package. So inclusive cost of an inflatable Martian home, with a 120 meters x 3 living area would be $267 million by NASA. And $150 million by SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket. The cost of sustenance. An average adult human needs 3.2 liters of water a day and between 1,200 or 1,500 kilocalories in space by practically 2 cans food daily. Include the sorting and storing for 1 year's food supply on Mars. Will cost you again $42 million with NASA's Space Shuttle. And $13 million by following SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket. On Mars there is the possibility to grow your own food and collect your own water, which is present in the grounds of Mars and in atmosphere. Also large ice deposit on the top of the Mars. The transporting and initiating automated machineries that could provide water for an individual would be $15.4 million by NASA and $4.6 million by SpaceX. With advanced cultivation methods for 4,700 square meters or 1.16 acre area can provide enough food for an average person. And the cost of transporting the tools, plants, and shelter required more $20.9 billion by NASA's Space Shuttle. And $11.5 billion by SpaceX. In the bonus of having agriculture is that plants create oxygen, removing the need of additional oxygen transport. In addition, 400 household plants for one person to maintain a balanced CO2 and oxygen. After all this basic life needs, if you are interested in older world, and want to feel connected with your family and friends. By today's technology, the small device in your pretty fingers right now. The phone, well, about that unfortunately, there are currently no private telecom providers on Mars. So, until then, you'll have to rely on NASA's 2001 Mars Odyssey to send your data. Bit that might be that bad a thing. With comparing Earth's global technology, a standard upload or download speed of a text file to huge private media file, or the internet charges, our starts from $0.05 for 140 bytes to $383,300 as per the telecom provider you paying to. So, on Mars only NASA will probably provide you the Mars Global Surveyor comparable satellite, which is already based in Mars orbit. Able to send data back to Earth, only in $284,000 for per user requests. Which quite interestingly 20% cheaper than Earth. And if you want more bandwidth, then things get a bit pricier than here on ER. The cost of a 1-minute phone call will charge you $209.71. And the cost of sending an average email, approximately 75 kilobytes, will charge you the same as 1-minute phone call. And the cost of watching The Chainsmokers Sick Boy on YouTube in 4K will charge you $37,244. So, to travel to Mars, buy your own private rocket. And live there with owned 1.2 acre of land including enough food and water supply and entertainment to This sounds like a lot of money, just to spend some moments on Mars. Are you crazy? You might think like that, but the US and other super countries has spent all of each its $711 billion defense budget on getting people to Mars. And it will cost you a $121 billion by NASA and $48 billion SpaceX. And NASA will send only 15 people to Mars, each on their private rocket. And by Elon Musk's declaration of having 80,000 people, who could survive there for 2 decades' time, if we travel together in rockets and share the land of Mars. And this will reduce transport and habitat costs. So, if you are that much rich, and you want to experience the best adventure of your rest life, then I would definitely suggest you to buy a ticket to Mars. And just go there. And happy journey to you, my friend. If you like the video, then just give a thumb up on that like button, and subscribe to the channel, please, it will cost us.